Recently, I've released a bunch of videos on my channel about the topic of older guys dating younger women. And that's on the one hand to prepare an event that I'm running on the 22nd of August, the Age Advantage, where I go really into depth, like on a 90-minute seminar on what you as an older guy in your 30s, 40s, 50s can do to attract younger women. And on the other hand, it's just based on my life experience. I've been around the block for more than a decade now, and I've been around a lot of young, attractive women, and I'm talking to them. I'm spending time with them. Sometimes I live with them, sometimes I'm on a holiday with them, or sometimes they let me into their inbox. And I know that older men want them, and I know that they want older men. And quite frankly, that was a challenging thought and idea for me early on. I thought it's weird. I thought it's creepy. I had all the same kind of like negative mental models around that you might have watching that or had in the past. So maybe you can relate with this. And over time, I just realized it's just not the case. Young women like older men for a reason. They are more established. They are more wise. They are more calm. They're not as manipulative. They're not as insecure when she tries to trigger him. Basically, he's a more grounded masculine because he earned it through hard work, through working on himself, through working on his spirituality and his finances and maybe his shape and his position in life. But as I put out that type of content, mainly two things came up in the comments, and I kind of want to address this in this, more ranty, talky video. The first one, and this one is really important if you actually want to connect with younger women, is the topic of they're so young and therefore it's boring to talk to them. Now, as I mentioned, tomorrow, 22nd of August, I'm going really into depth on this topic. So if you want to watch the whole seminar, you can reserve one spot below if there's still spots. But for now, on the topic of it's boring to talk to younger women, well, there's a reason why you think that way. If you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, you probably have a more rigid schedule than you had in your 20s. You're established, you got shit to do. I get it, right? You have a routine, you are organized, you are optimized, and you have life experience. And then maybe talking to a young woman, maybe she's in her early 20s, her life is more chaotic. She doesn't know exactly what she's gonna do next week. She keeps her evenings free. She's not thinking about the S&P 500 and about this project deadline and about the new organization system that got introduced in the company and so on. She's free-flowing. She's a free spirit. And then if you approach the conversation from a very, optimized approach, and you're talking to this girl who's thinking about, maybe what concert she should visit in the summer, of course there's a disconnect. Of course you will think it's boring to talk to her because she doesn't understand anything about life. Yeah, she doesn't understand anything about your life. And she doesn't have to. Just as much as you don't understand about her life. Now, you could make the argument of like, well, why do you have to understand her world? I mean, if you want to date younger women, you should understand them to an extent, right? Do you have to be up to date with every TikTok meme and what's the latest update on this one show on YouTube that everyone thinks is funny, and what's the new album release of that one artist? And no, you don't have to be up to date with all of that, but you should understand her culture, right? So what does move culture in 2026 for people in their 20s and early 30s? Because if you have no clue, if you have no idea what they consume, how they consume it, what builds their opinions, there's just going to be a huge disconnect. So I want you to stop coping with this, right? Like the whole thing of like they're immature and boring and why would you talk to young women? It's you coping with the fact that you can't connect with them, right? If you had multiple female friends in their 20s, you wouldn't speak that way. You would say, oh, it's fun to spend time with him. Oh, they bring me youthful energy. They lighten my day. I can like switch off a little bit with them because it's fun and silly. And you would also say, and I have 1, 2, 3 young friends, damn, they're so smart. They're always on the new thing. They're hustling. As soon as there's innovation, they know about it. As soon as there's a new app, they try it out. It's so great. It's so amazing to have these young friends because they think faster. They connect the new things easier. They're on the new shit, right? But you don't have that. And so you cope by saying, well, they're just immature, right? And, I think philosophers said that many times. First, you have to get honest with yourself in order to grow, right? If you're lying to yourself in the way of, oh, I'm too mature for these young people, yeah, you're going to continue having this disconnect. You're never going to bridge that gap, and then you're majorly missing out on a huge part of life, which is connecting with different ages. And that is also true vice versa. Like if you are in your 20s and you're watching this, or in your teens for whatever reason, I don't have many teens followers, but let's say, you also want to be able to talk to people in their 50s and 60s because they're wise. They have a broad view on life, right? Maybe they don't know the latest release of Claude and what you can do with it, like people in their 20s and 30s do now. But they have a big view on, how markets move, how life moves, and what really matters in the end and stuff like that. So it goes both ways. And I just want you to have an open mind and not brush it off as immaturity or boringness when you talk to a person who is 10, 20, 25 years younger than you. And the beauty about this whole thing of living in two different worlds is you can learn from each other. And now there's an opportunity for you as the older guy relating to younger women on the first hand by learning about their world. So that's the first thing. Learn a little bit about their culture, what they engage with, what builds their opinions, what world they live in. And then also you can position yourself as the leader. If you are more established, if you have more sexual experience, then show that. Not in an arrogant way, not in a, oh, I'm so smart way, but help them expand their vision. Young people are open to learn. And especially if you have the male and feminine polarity in there, oh my God, you can be her sexual teacher. That's so exciting for both of you, right? She gets to learn new stuff through you. You get to be in the role of the masculine, the teacher, the leader. You can show her new things. You can command her, and she's, submissive in that way. Really sexy, really interesting. Also, let her lack of certainty, her spontaneousness, infect you a little bit, right? If you've lived for 10, 20, 30 years in a very structured, optimized way, you probably need to lighten up a bit. And a young woman in your life can do exactly that, right? So don't try to overwhelm her with your optimization and try to teach her your systems and shit. She doesn't care and she doesn't need it. And especially if she's a young, attractive woman, she doesn't need structure in her life. She needs to be open to all the opportunities that life throws at her. That's the best thing she can do. Being open and available and spontaneous and crazy actually is the highest ROI move she can make, right? So if you get attention from a young woman, don't kill her youthfulness with your grandpa-ness. Let her infect you. Enjoy a little. Let loose a bit. Have fun. Be a little kid yourself, right? Is what I suggest. Because if you can be both, if you can be the masculine leader in sexuality and general groundedness, and you can step into your inner child again and flow with her, you're going to have an amazing experience. I can promise that. Now, the second thing I've noticed in the comments and feedback as we prepare for this event is guys mentioning or criticizing the fact that I say, well, if you're older, you're more established, you're more wise, you have your finances in check, you might have worked on your body more, and you know yourself better, and you're more calm, grounded, masculine, right? And they criticize that because they say, well, I am old, but my finances still suck, I'm not in good shape, I'm still living in a boring place, I don't have anything to offer. Okay. Harsh truth here. Unpopular opinion. Why are you watching this channel then? If your life really sucks on every possible metric, right? We have different metrics as men. We have, of course, our charisma. This is what I talk about here a lot on this channel, and that's a huge part, right? I mean, that's the reason why the broke barista who makes $12 an hour and is kind of skinny, has way more leads and success with women and gets laid more and has more fun with women than the busy lawyer with millions and 3 cars and a penthouse apartment, but he's just so stuck and boring and has no game, right? That aside. So charisma beats everything, sure. Okay, that's one metric. Then, of course, you have your lifestyle. What do you bring her into? When she dates you, when she goes on dates with you, when she comes into your lifestyle. Do you have cool friends? Do you live in a cool place? Can you show her stuff? Can she bring you to other events? Do you bring her to events? How engaged are you in sports, other communities? How adventurous are you? So lifestyle is a big one. And of course, there's your fashion, your style, the way you express yourself through clothing, through expressing your archetype. Also, hobbies are obviously a part of it. Like if you're super into nature, then probably your clothing reflect that. If you're really sporty, your clothes reflect that, and so on. And then also, how do you present yourself on social media? So your style, your archetype. Then your body. Are you in shape or not? Right? That's the 4th element. And then, of course, money. How wealthy are you? And then here, if you have millions in the bank, but you're stingy as fuck, nobody, it doesn't help anyone. But if you can book something spontaneously, if you can exchange money for comfort, book a little nicer hotel, book a little nicer room, get the faster way there, the direct flight versus the cheap 2-stop flight, right? Obviously that plays a part as well. So those are the 5 elements. If you're telling me now that you suck on all of those, then why are you watching this channel, right? Like, if you're in your 20s, cool, fucking soak it all up, get all the knowledge. But if you're in your 40s and you still have not your finances handled, you're sitting at home all the time, you're out of shape, you don't have a clear vision how to upgrade your income, your game sucks, you have approach anxiety, and you can't interact with strangers, like you have way bigger problems to solve. And yeah, this sounds harsh now, than like attending an event where I talk about how to get younger women as an older guy. Because yes, it is focused on guys who are established and who did figure out many things except that one thing, right? That's totally normal. If you figured out finances, career, location, partly charisma, but you still have approach anxiety and you wanna, just get better at maybe texting, or you need an upgrade on your style, that's totally okay, right? That's most of our clients, and that's what we're here for. We're like that doctor, right? If your tooth hurts, you go to the dentist. If you want to play tennis, you go to the tennis coach. And if you want to figure out the dating thing as a thing, you come to us. But if you messed up or you haven't focused on any of those things, you should stop watching this channel, right? You should unsubscribe right now, because you have bigger problems to solve if you are in your late 30s, 40s. I just had to be honest like that, because of course I'm gonna, mainly talk to the guys who need that specific part solved that I can help them with. I'm not the everything guy, right? If you're broke and your life sucks and you're out of shape, then I can't fix it all for you, right? I'm not a guru, Jesus God, who's gonna touch you magically and solve all your problems. So I just wanted to address that second part as well. So obviously being able to relate to her, understanding her culture is one element, but there's many more. And I will teach all of it on the 22nd of August. Reserve your spot below right now, because it's just true. Like, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are involved with women in their 20s and 30s. And again, if that triggers you on a mindset level, then that's one of the elements, like fixing your mindset around it is okay as an older guy to date younger women is one of the elements as well. So that's one of the parts I'm going to talk about in the Age Advantage event. Sign up below. Happy to have you here. And yeah, just wanted to clear things up in that one. Let me know what you think about these more raw videos, and see you in the next one. If you, by the way, want to watch the other video I made specifically for guys 35 plus, you can click here right now and watch that, and see you on Saturday. Peace out.